Hi, it's Paul here from InterAcct Software. Today we're going to have a look at a function that you can recreate the unpaid invoices in the system. So what happens in InterAcct is once you've paid fully an invoice, a creditor's invoice in the system, it removes it from this temporary list of the outstanding invoices. But from time to time, if for instance you want to delete those invoices and get them back onto the list, it can be a bit tricky to do if you don't know the steps. So this is a video basically to go through those steps. So we've got an example here, paying InterAcct Software for $17,000 for all these invoices. So these have been fully paid. So you can see the amount to pay and the amount paid are all the same here. So they will have been removed from the unpaid invoice list. So if I just look at this button here, unpaid invoice list, you'll be able to see that there's only one, which is actually a funny one, but it's a zero to pay invoice in that list. So what we're going to do, I'm going to show you a way to get those back onto the unpaid list. So the first step obviously is to delete these allocations, which we'll do like that. So we'll delete all those out. Now, if for instance you've gone, oh, actually that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to actually keep those allocations and keep those invoices in there. You can just go in and select the undelete option here and select the last file. You can see all these lines here. You can just push OK and bring them all back that way. So that's the easiest way to just bring the list what you've deleted back. And if it wasn't your username, there is an option here to select see other users that have deleted these files. So that's the easiest way to bring everything back if you want to just bring everything back. But if, for instance, we wanted to go in and push add here and try to add the invoices back again manually, you'll see the unpaid invoice list has still just got that one line that we had before, and you can't go and pay those just yet. So what we can do though is there's a number of ways you can get them back on the list. One is to go back to the actual invoice itself that's been created and updated, and that will put it back onto the list. You can go also to the creditors ledger and manually find the ones you want to put back on the list. You can also do a search for those ones that haven't got a balance of zero and put them back on the list. Just by updating them from the list, and that will put them back on. But generally, these sort of transactions like this will have a button similar to this to, for instance, update unpaid creditors invoices. So it's really, this is the only time you'd use it for this sort of situation where you wanting to bring it back. You can click on this button and it will go and recreate them. But I'm going to show you another way as well, which is quite a good little way to do it. So this is under the manual, what I would call the manual EFT screen. So we've gone and deleted all the allocations in this case, and this is the only time you'd be able to use this option when there's no allocations. But what you'd be able to do is, for instance, delete this entry entirely, go and add it again. There we go, InterAcct Software. And then you can see that it's actually gone and done what we need to do for us already. So if you just delete this, the header basically record of who we're actually paying, it will go and regenerate the list of what's outstanding already. So that's a quick way of doing it. So look, these still won't be in the unpaid list. If you're going to have a look under here, oh, actually, they do come back. I forgot about that. So they have recreated that way as well. So that's one method to do it. Let's just go and pay them again. So I'll just go and update all of them. So Alt U, and I'm just going to update all. Now, if you don't want to update all, you can use Control down arrow and select the ones you want to update like this. And when you do that, it will say all tick records, and you'll just update those ones we've ticked. You can see they've changed the color there. It's a bit easier to see when you come back in. You can see that those ones that updated. It's sometimes I recommend to delete the unticked ones, so it's a bit cleaner. you'll see the balance sort of to match this 4,820 rather than trying to add them up. So that's one thing, because these are just temporary lines in here to sort of give you a bit of a index point of what you might want to update. So you can do it that way. Now I'm just going to update them all, and then that will remove them from the unpaid invoice list. Okay, so that's done. I'm going to close that down for a sec. Just going to look at the unpaid invoice list, and we're back to that single one. So I just showed the other method you can use. Let's delete them this time. So they're all going to be gone. Again, you'll be in the undelete file if you want to bring it back that way. That's, normally the quickest way rather than deleting the header like I just showed you before. But the other way you can do it now is, again, it's only that one still there. Because they've been fully paid and we've then deleted them, then you can use this button here and it'll do the same thing as what we were doing before. So if you look at the unpaid invoice list now, you can see that they're all back on the list. So that's another button that you can use, and another way you can do it. So now if we manually went back into here and showed you the list of what's unpaid, you'll see, and I'm just making this a bit bigger, you'll see that all the invoices are back in that list, and you got that same 17,960 there. And you can add them back in manually this way if you really want to. But if you've got a lot to pay, then it's a bit of a thing of, are you wanting to add, like if there's, in this case, there's, I don't know, what was it, 30 or so invoices, are you wanting to add like 2 or 3? Then this is probably the best way to do it. If you're wanting to add 28, then, or 30 of them, you would be better off doing it the other way, where you're not having to select them one by one and just get the whole list. So again, the easiest way to get them all back, we just delete this out, push add again, search for the supplier, and then you can see now if we look at the list, we got them all back there. So the other option, which is quite cool, is if you, for instance, don't want to pay those last 2 but want to pay everything else, you can tick those last 2 like that, and then do an Alt-U, or you can do File and Update if you want to use that option as well. And you can use, rather than tick records, so I don't want to pay these 2, I'm going to do all untick records, so push OK for that. And that will then select everything that I haven't ticked. So that's quite good when you've got a long list and you want pretty much everything other than the last 2, for example. You can do it like that. And the good thing about this method is that once you've done that update, you can just delete those last ones. So I'm going to delete the tick records, and then you can see, yep, that looking a bit neater now. So it's just that slightly less from those ones that we haven't included. So that's what I wanted to show you today, some of the allocation methods. This is manual EFTs, but the direct payments and also the check payments, they all sort of work the same way as this as well. All right, have a good day. Bye.